Hey guys, Jessica Domo here, and today I'm reviewing Robotech, the Macross Saga Complete Collection. This is one of the first DVDs I ever owned, and I've had it for a very, very long time. In the same way, Robotech is really the truly first anime series I ever watched. And by my definition of that, I mean a series of animation where every episode affects another and people die and don't come back. And you could argue whether it's a legit anime series or not, because originally it was Macross. Later, Harmony Gold bought the rights to it. They rehashed the story just a little bit, changed the episodes just a little bit, and redid the lines and stuff, and released it in the US as Robotech. And Robotech ended up having 3 different arcs, if you will, which were all 3 different anime series that just so happened to have transforming giant robots, 2 of which had transforming robot planes. And yeah, it works. It's a little interesting, but it totally works. So the best of it, though, is the Macross Saga. What's to love about the Macross Saga? F-14s that transform into giant robots. And then they transform into a different type of robot called a Guardian or Jurwalk mode. And you can see one of those giant robots right here. And the thing they're fighting against is alien giant robots. Bipedal pod things with lasers shooting out, and huge giant humanoids pilot them called the Zentradi. And basically the Zentradi, in the Macross Saga, it was culture. The Zentradi had lost culture. And their males and their females were separate, and they were all cloned and kind of screwed up, built for war and whatnot. In the Robotech Saga, I feel like they actually added to that in the Robotech version. They're giant humanoids. They were bred for combat by the Robotech Masters, and they did everything for the Robotech Masters. And yes, they lost culture, but really what they're after is proto-culture, which is a word that they use in Macross. But where in Macross, where it means culture, and the culture that they lost, here it's an energy source. It's an energy source that powers the ships, it powers the weapons, it powers everything. An entire way of life of the Robotech Masters was based off proto-culture. The Invid race, which is the 3rd season, was based off proto-culture. And so their war against is to get this ship that has a proto-culture matrix that makes it all. That's the big difference in Robotech versus Macross. Other than that, your characters are very similar and follow, the same paths. There's Rick Hunter. He's just a pilot. He enjoys piloting for the flying circus. His adoptive sort of brother, Roy Fokker, was in the military. He shows up for, this big flying show that's happening, and he ends up getting caught up in this war when the Zentradi attack the ship on the day of its maiden voyage. The ship ends up teleporting in order to get away, and ends up flying all the way out to Pluto when they were trying to jump to the side of the moon. There's all kinds of alien technology they don't understand. They have to work together to try and live. The Zentradi are a mystery. We're a mystery to the Zentradi. It's really, really neat. And most of all, it has giant robots, and they're fighting, and it's really cool. The animation's old by this point, but Robotech is good. Now, there are people who they absolutely love Macross, and so Robotech is kind of the illegitimate child, and they hate it. I can understand that. But Robotech was kind of like my first. When one of the main characters died, I waited for him to come back for 3 episodes. Until I realized people die and they don't come back. Like, I knew that in real life, but like in cartoons and anime that I'd watched before, like Sailor Moon, people died and they always came back. Not so. And I just love Robotech. It's gritty war. There's this one scene where there's this soldier, and he finds this little girl, and the Zentradi are attacking the Earth with their lasers. And he's like, "How old are you?" And the little girl goes, 2, and then suddenly, laser of death, and that kind of gritty. And, it's a battle for the survival of the human race. It's really good. Love triangle, heads up. That can be a little annoying. But other than that, Well, I hope you enjoyed the review. Make sure to like, favorite, and subscribe as I post a new video nearly every day. And check out my eBay store. When you buy from it, it helps support the reviews on this channel. See you guys later.